Hello, collective. I was just reminded of this television show that I watched when I was younger. And there was a few of them, right? So there was like a Tales of the Crypt, there was The Outer Limits, and there were also movies along that same genre. And I don't remember which one it was, but it was one with Ray Dawn Chong. She's the daughter of um, Chong from Cheech and Chong. And she was actually like a really famous actress in the 80s and 90s, sort of. And I haven't really seen much of her now, but she was a really great actress. Anyway, the story was that there's this woman who meets this guy and they fall in love. And she just tells him there's one thing that he just cannot ask her. And I think it was about her previous life or whatever. And she said, "Don't ask me." And basically it was that something bad would happen. And so if they were going to continue a life together, he could not ask. And he said, okay. So fast forward, they have children. They're living this wonderful life. They're deeply in love. And as they grow older, one day he asks. And once he asks, she turns into a gargoyle and then has to eat him and his children. So she was a gargoyle and then became human form. And sorry for the spoiler alert. It's so worth the watch, though. Trust me. I didn't do you an injustice. It was really good. I really don't know why I was reminded of that with this card pool that I have, which was Angel of Strength, Man Holding a Heart, Sun, and Deceit. And the bottom of the deck was carrying connections. Perhaps it's because it's one of those things where there's one thing that's presented to you. And for a while, it's okay to go with it. Or you make it okay with yourself, or you tell yourself it's okay to only see what you're seeing and not look deeper, or ignore that nudge that makes you want to know something because of what you're experiencing you think is enough for you. But then what's lying beneath is something that needs to come out because you need to know. Not that you then need to be eaten by your counterpart, but it's almost like that's what happens, right? When the stuff comes to the surface, you feel completely at a loss and almost like you've just been devoured in this vat of overwhelming deceit, surprise, illusion, hurt. All through a caring connection. It's like it just comes to the surface. There comes a point where you can no longer live in the illusion and things get illuminated. So here's the thing that I want to tell you. When things are not right in relationship, certain things will keep happening. Spirit's not going to let you stay. There will be certain things. There will always be certain nudges. And there will always be tower moments. Nothing will ever truly be right. You will always feel off There will always be something, because it is not on the right path, because you were not listening. And I want you to know that whatever it is, it starts off small. And so then you're given different nudges that you're supposed to listen to. Remember, we've talked about that inner voice. You're given different nudges that you're supposed to listen to. And then if you don't listen, they get larger. And a nudge might become a push, right? And then a push might become a trip, right? And all of that will lead you up to your tower moment when God says, enough. You were so far off the path, and now you are going into the realm of not being safe. There is something going on that you have refused to see, and it might even be even worse than what we have allowed you to see and you refuse to see. So now there has to be an intervention of spiritual means, and that is when you feel like you get your butt whooped, because then it all pours in and you are forced to see the truth. You are forced to see what lies beneath, and then even worse, you're forced to look at yourself. I say all that to say, and I know that it seems like there's this underlying, you know what I've noticed? In certain, for readers, right, you have your certain theme that you seem to talk about all the time, and then you have little interludes of different messages. And I guess one of my messages definitely for you collective is to truly listen to intuition so that things don't have to get out of hand. I guess, speaking of experience, listen to your nudges. Don't ignore them. If there's anything that I can spare you, it's the time that you have to make up, and then you feel robbed. You feel robbed of your time. You feel robbed of your effort. You feel robbed of the feelings that you may have bestowed upon a situation or a person, when you could have been either pouring that into yourself if it is needed even more, which chances are probably so, if you were pouring it into someone who could not pour back, or a situation or an environment that could not pour back into you. And I forgot the second part that I was saying, but if you couldn't pour into yourself that way, then, work needs to be done on some level. So I'm looking here at these cards, and I have absolutely no idea how that ties into Rae Dawn Chong. I mean, she said, don't ask. Maybe it's because we tell that part of our mind that wants to live in denial to just not see. But I'm going to tell you, here's the problem. When you are called and when you are chosen, you're going to be forced to see, and that's where that tower comes in. You are going to be forced to see. Maybe if dude had just asked earlier along the way, then he wouldn't have had children that got eaten, and then maybe he wouldn't have been eaten himself, right? Like before things got serious. Chick became a whole gargoyle and ate them. By the way, it was really good. It was a really, really, really good vignette. I don't know if it was a movie or a TV show, but man, maybe Google gargoyle Rae Dawn Chong and something will come up. I'm telling you.